Well, Carlin, great to be joined by you here in central London. The London Eye glistening in the background. Rugby World Cup is almost here. How excited are you?
Oh, it's going to be great. I've loved rugby all my life. World Cup in England doesn't really get much better than that.
What about the chances that England have here? It's a young squad. It's a squad that perhaps Stuart Lancaster's recently been talking about having a long future. Does that suggest that England's time might be more likely to come in 4 years than now?
I think we've got a lot of very talented players. I really do. I think there's a lot of strength in depth, certainly in the forwards. And actually, I just think we've got to get away from, talking about the future, talking about whether we're young or whatever. You pick a team to win. You never hear the All Blacks talk about, being young or developing. No, it's here and now, and I believe, we'll be very competitive.
What about the opportunity of England's competitors? Of course, that pool of death is going to be the biggest challenge, with the likes of Australia and Wales also trying to get out of it.
Yeah, there is huge pressure on England, not only being the home country, but being in a pool that's far harder than anything the World Cup has thrown up. So you look at Wales, you look at Australia, two very strong teams, quite capable of beating England, and vice versa. And it's just one of those pools you just think you can't call it. So talk about stress.
The game's moved on a bit, obviously, since you were playing, and there's been plenty of debate over England's centres and how those combinations should be put together. How would you enjoy playing in the modern game in that area of the field again?
I'm very glad I'm sitting in the stand watching it. It's like, see, the size of these guys and the collisions, unbelievable. But and it's just moved on. It just in terms of fitness and attrition. So, yeah, being the soft guy that I was, just got out at the right time.
Excellent. Where do you think is a safe place for England to get to in this Rugby World Cup? We know that, we did touch on the fact that there are the younger players, and perhaps you're right, they should be talking them up and saying this is your chance, but where is a place that England could get to that wouldn't disappoint if it isn't obviously going all the way?
It's hard to look at it like that, where's a safe place? I think probably semi-final, that people would think, okay. I think if England went out in the pool stages, there'd definitely be, quite an inquiry, and even quarter-finals. So semi-final, but you've got to set your sights on winning it, and that's got to be the sole purpose of every training session and every meeting and every game.
And finally, every fan, every pundit has their own view on which players should be in or out of a World Cup squad. It's a difficult decision for the coaches. Do you have faith in Stuart Lancaster and the way he's taking this England team forward? Oh,
do you know what, Stuart? Part of his job is to make hard calls. And that is the selector's job. Warren Gatland did it in the Lions tour, and everyone was in uproar, and then they won, and everyone went, oh, great decision. So, Stuart's will make, and he has made some choices that are not popular, but at the end of the day, it'll all be down to how well England do.